Hi everyone, and welcome back to my part two of my live shows. I hope you're all well, and I hope you're getting through this. Oops, is that too dark? It's too dark. Sorry, I'm setting up because I'm live, so I can't set up before a live show. So I hope that's a bit better. So hi everyone, hope you're well, and I hope you're all kind of doing well and staying as happy and as you can in this lockdown here for most of the countries in the world. So I made a prediction with part one, and that is that this is going to be, and we'll kind of do that in segments and have a look at that during this show, okay? And how we're getting through this, how you can give your ideas to others in this community, how you are coping in this within this lockdown. We've never been here before, have we? We've never been in this situation ever, have we? And it just is that I work from home and I do these readings and come on live, so it kind of continues for me in a way that to be a little bit normal. But for some of us, it's totally different, completely different from normal. So hello there, Elaine. Hello, Debbie Bonnings. And how are you guys? Hi, Debbie said, lovely to see you. It is what it is. Yes, it is what it is. But we're here, and I'm here for this show to make it feel a little bit more normal, okay? To have, to switch on and to have that familiar voice that a lot of people say my voice is soothing. To have that familiar face, that familiar voice of when things were okay, before all of this happened, is what it is. You're absolutely right, Elaine. But what this is kind of coming together as a community. What are you doing to actually get through this, okay? And I've just explained it's kind of no difference for me in a way of the way I do these live shows, the way that I'm doing readings and that kind of thing. It just feels like, I mean, how does it feel like to you? I'll tell you what it feels like to me. It feels like I've been transported to another kind of planet. And it feels like no man's land out there. It really does. And you've got to be careful what you touch and all this kind of thing. So, and all this kind of thing, yeah, it is what it is. Well, we just haven't had this ever, have we? Glad to see you're all here. And so my prediction was that this is going to, some people say it's going to be over in no time. I feel this is going to go on for... I don't feel that the UK government or the American government or most governments would be saying, okay, it's been 6 weeks, so you can walk about freely now. We're going to test everybody to see if they're okay. And if they've had the virus, that's okay. I don't feel that's going to happen with other countries other than China. And I've kind of explained that on Patreon, why I feel this is happening. They've had an antidote for some time and things like that. Okay. So I feel this is, once we get these testing kits going and they're available to find out who is and who has had this and if you're in danger, I feel that they will allow to make sure that you can't catch it again. There's lots of more research to do on that. So I just don't feel I do not predict that after 6 weeks we're going to be allowed to go out and walk about as normal. I don't. I feel it will be. I'm predicting that it will be done in stages, that you can go out, you can go for walks in the countryside and things like that, as long as you keep your distance, that kind of thing, rather than lockdown. You will be able to, because the majority of the tests have come through as people have had this. And that kind of thing. So the people who've had it and proved they've got antibodies for this will be allowed to walk around more freely. I feel that's what I'm predicting. How they're going to do that without like it sounding as if it's just been enforced on people is the way the governments in their country are going to introduce this. They're not going to do it. I feel the governments have made lots of mistakes of, not testing soon enough, not doing lockdown soon enough. So they're not going to make a mistake by allowing people out and roam freely in 6 weeks' time, like the Chinese. The Chinese, they didn't even, it wasn't exposed till 2 months after the outbreak. That's what I pick up, that they did not release this. And I don't feel that it's all propaganda. They're trying to make their country look good and all this kind of thing. So it's like, oh, we've got no cases anymore. We've managed this fantastically. I wouldn't believe them. So in predicting us getting back to normal, I actually feel that we need to expect to be locked down like this for at least about 8 months, okay? And gradually being able to just go out, but no kind of, contact and things like that. And I feel there will be measures to recognise when somebody has actually got has got immunity to this. So I feel this is going to go on for some time. I don't even feel as if we've hit the peak of this yet, okay? And I hope that all of you are well. And what I'm trying to do is predict when I feel intuitively this will be all over, where we're walking about as normal like we did walk about previous to this outbreak in the world. I am thinking this will be going into 2021, about a year's time, when we will start to, I feel there's going to be encouragement to shop online. I feel that there's going to be using the internet more, and also encouraging people to order on the internet, or do this for your grandma, or do this for your mother, and this kind of thing. But what will help is the tests, so we can actually go and visit our families and things like this and feel safe, okay? So I feel we're cooped up for some time. It is what it is. It is what it is. And what we have to do is look at ways that we can, something familiar that's going to take us back to how we felt before all this, which is these shows and actually meeting up as a community where we have familiar people that we see, and you kind of hear my voice, and it's all very familiar, which is great, okay, which is lovely. And so that's what I want to create with these live shows. And also ask any question, not necessarily on the coronavirus or anything like that. Let's try to not talk about the coronavirus. and talk about other things. So we're going to start on talking about other things in a moment, okay? But the prediction I get for this is at least 12 months before we're going to hear that we're going to be able to do things normally, go to crowds or go to go to shops and things like that. So things are going to change for a while. I just don't feel that government's going to rush into everybody getting back to normal, but they want to keep the economy going. So they are encouraging buying online and doing things in your home like DIY, spring cleaning, and being creative in the way you do things, and you start to live your life, like making your garden beautiful. And you can order your plants and things like this online. So they're going to make that's another thing that I predict. They're going to make buying online much easier, that you can buy and discount prices to actually encourage people to continue to keep it away from the crowds. I also predict that there won't be many people going on family holidays this year. Okay, so but there is going to be a world economy recession after this, okay, because we're talking about standing still the economy for a whole year, and that's a lot. That's an awful lot, unless you can keep going regardless of this. And that's what they are going to encourage, that you keep going as much as you can, and all of those things. The money, the payments will be given out as promised, but they're hoping that you're going to spend that put that back into the economy. That is the aim. And I just do not feel that they're going to risk just saying, that's it now, we're going to allow you to walk around in a matter of 6 to 8 weeks. It's just not going to happen like that. Okay, so I did pick up as well, there's going to be issues with internet and 5G, 3G and EE and all that, but I've said that on Patreon. That's another prediction. Okay. So let's have a look here. Debbie said, I think in the US, if they decide to allow you out at Easter, that's only around the corner. I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. But you don't believe it. Yeah, you're right not to believe it, because the US is becoming an epicenter of this crisis, of this virus. How are you going to be allowed out in a couple of weeks' time? It's just not going to happen. They're not going to risk that. Okay. It's not going to happen in the UK. I don't know that, but I get that this is not. I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't expect it, guys. No Easter celebrations. It's just going to be as it stands now, I feel, at Easter. So be kind of creative in the way that you celebrate Easter. So let's have a look here. Yeah, so if you do want a personal reading, a little mini reading, that's fine if you want to make a super chat. But this is mainly to share time together and talk about things. Well, let's have a look at some of your comments here. Since people have lost their jobs, yes, it's something that must be so difficult. It must be so difficult. And Amanda, has your partner got coronavirus? So I just don't see that people will be allowed to roam around when it gets towards the peak of this pandemic in America. I can't see that will be allowed. Let's have a look. Okay, but you want to know if he's going to survive this. Well, I'm not going to go into that here if you don't mind. I want to keep this uplifted. I don't want to go through the list of viewers here and go through, am I going to survive? Is my father going to survive? I'm not going to do that, okay? If you don't mind, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, hi Callie, how are you? Thank you for your donation. How will I work? I am a massage therapist. Now that is extremely difficult because you have to get really close to somebody to actually massage, and you cannot stay two kind of meters away. So how are you going to work like that? Do you sell, Kelly? Do you sell essential oils? Because for your clients, if you've got a client base, you can offer for your clients to buy like a little basket of essential oils and things like that to help them until things improve and they can come back to keep your clients, okay. I really can't see you being able to do that work, okay. I can't imagine you being able to continue with that work, but you can offer some therapies through self-help and also providing little baskets of essential oils with maybe a oil burner and offer them for sale, so they can maybe massage their legs, maybe make an oil based massage oil and offer that to your clients to say, this is what I use to help relax you. I wondered if you would like to, if you're at home and you would like to massage your shoulders, your arms and things like that, you can use these oils. I do offer them for sale until you return. If you would like that, I would deliver that for you, and all these kinds of things, okay. So yeah, we can ask questions. If you want a personal reading, little mini reading, you can ask a super chat donation reading. That's absolutely fine. Now, I have two premonitions that have recently come true, which I want to share with you. About a year ago, I said that Eugenie and Edo would postpone their wedding, which would have not been heard of back then, okay. And I said they're going to postpone that wedding. And even if I did pick up on this pandemic and we're all going on lockdown like some blockbuster movie, I don't think I would have believed that myself, okay. But there is this also Harry and Meghan. Yeah, was it about 18 months ago? I predicted that they would be moving to Malibu, okay. That as soon as Harry and Meghan get married, that Meghan, and this was before the wedding, I predicted this, that Meghan would want to go back to Hollywood and she would want to move to LA. And I said, I get Malibu. And here we have it. They're looking at properties and they're moving to LA as we speak. I don't know how they can look at properties at the moment because that they're supposed to be banning that while this virus is unless the properties are empty. But that's 2 predictions that I said that have actually come true, and also the floods and all those kinds of things. So there you go. Quite a number of predictions there that I said. Yeah, so let's have a look here at your comments. Yeah. Okay. We don't want somebody saying that. Mr. Bonjalis, that is so rude. So, you know, we don't want that. This is a nice channel, and we are, you know, a nice community here. Okay. So, yeah, so thank you, everyone, for coming here. And so it's kind of having to be creative and that kind of thing. So yeah, so two or three of my predictions came true there. So how do you feel? How do you feel you can help each other? You can help people in your community, and also how do you feel that because I do get at the moment most people are watching Netflix movies and cleaning the house and trying to get the chores done. As well as being worried about lots of other things, but trying to be productive with this. This is what I pick up for most people, that are taking this opportunity to clean their whole houses. And it feels like there's been a change. Don't you feel that? There's been a change in the world. Hi, Julie Cooper. Thank you for your donation. That's so sweet of you. Will my daughter Elizabeth, who is 32, ever feel? I don't know why. I don't want to say this, but I don't feel that 32 is too old, and you're thinking if you don't have them now, you're going to be 40. It's going to be so risky, kind of thing. I just feel that you have to let your children decide, and I'm not, you know, saying that in an awful way, but I'm saying that in a very supportive way, Julie, is to allow your child to make that decision whether she even wants to have children in this climate, because this is going to put a lot of people off wanting to bring children into this world which has climate change and all this viral thing going on. So it kind of throws people to think, do I really want to bring a child into this world? So Julie, I think this is what's going on with your daughter Elizabeth. I feel that your daughter is very intelligent. I feel maybe she's mulling this over. You know, mom wants me to have a kid, and you know, feels like I'm getting behind with not having any children. I'm wondering if I ever want children. I think with your Elizabeth, she's being very cerebral about it and thinking, do I really want to bring a child into this kind of world? Kind of mull over, then kind of, oh, I think, you know, you should think about having children. You know, you are getting on a bit, and you know, you can't have one now. It's like, and all this kind of thing. When we've got all these issues going on in the world, it's food for thought. Because let's say if you was younger and you know, we've got all of these things going on in the world, would you still have a child? Would you still, knowing that the climate is changing, and you know, it is worth thinking about. I do get a lot of youngsters are actually thinking this over. at this present time. I get that with your Elizabeth. She may leave this for about 5 years, I feel, before she gives this more kind of thought. So why is it, Julie, you're asking this question? Because there's a lot of things being thrown up into the air of you know, what do we do now? What do we do? Do we still go by traditions and still go with our lives, or do we have to really step back and think about our futures here? So I get in 5 years, I get Julia, she will be thinking of maybe having a child. But in 5 years, I think there's going to be so many things that have happened in the world that, you know, people will be put off by wanting children because of this. So that's what I get. I get 5 years' time, which she will be 37. Now, you can't kind of, you have to leave your children to make that choice of what they want to do, whether they want a child or if they don't want a child, okay. But I do get in 5 years, I think you are worried, Julia, because you're worried that she may be put off by what's going on here, and that's understandable. Hi there, Jacqueline. I hope that helps you. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, Debbie. How are you? And everybody okay, and life doesn't change here on this channel. We just keep going with what we do, and we meet up, and that's just really nice. Okay, really nice. And there's some stability in that, isn't there? There is a sense of stability when you come and you join a community, and you know, it's nice to talk to the same people and listen to some you know, nice stories, and time goes on, and I think that's what I'm trying to recreate with these shows, is that that we can just forget about what's going on in the world, and we can just share this lovely community together. Okay, so I'm trying to keep away to answer questions like that. I want to keep away from that, okay, because I want this to be a little haven for you guys to come. Because I predict this is going to go on for at least another year. Okay. And it's just flashed up there that the Ireland is now in a lockdown. Okay, so that's another country. Hi there, PY. Hi. Thank you for your donation. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. I'm Pisces, and Al, the person I'm inquiring about, is also a Pisces. He is currently with someone, lots of backs. He's currently with someone. Oh, lots of backstory. However, you're asking, is Al someone you may end up marrying? Okay, so well, obviously I'm getting he's not been with this new person too long. Okay. I would actually, because what I pick up with Al is that if you turn your back because Al has met somebody else and he's with someone else, and you kind of turn your back and move forward and get along with your own life and rebuild your own life and go out with your friends and try to not think about Al, and accept in your mind, okay, that he's with someone else, and that that's kind of, he's made that decision. It's his decision. It's his choice to do so. He's not particularly fighting for me. So I would let that go. I would let that go. And I have to say, the reason I say this, and I said this to someone who I had a private reading with today, is when you let somebody go, when they made the decision, because I do get that Al actually is not sure if he's made the right decision. Okay. He's not sure, PY, that he's made the right decision. And you have to say to yourself and to this Al, if he just contacts you, well, you made the decision to be with somebody else, so now it's my turn to go and be nice about it. Be nice about it. Just say, well, you made that decision, and so I'm moving on, and I'm going to rebuild my life, and all this kind of thing. So because what I pick up with, it's his initials. Okay, A and initials of his name. Okay, so I will call him A then. I will call him A. So I would say I will call him A. I don't know. I kind of yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm picking up on this guy anyway. I would say that, you know, he's always going to thinking at the back of his mind, has he done the right thing by letting you go? And I think you have to get along with your life and let this person go, because he's chosen to be with somebody else. And I feel that, you know, it's something you have to accept. But what I do pick up with him is that he's not sure. He's not sure if this is the right person. He's not sure if you're the right person, or maybe a lot of it could have been his fault. So I do get further down the line, he may come back and say to you, I was immature, and I actually was too young, and I didn't know what I wanted, and this kind of thing. And then you can decide whether you want to, you know, take this and see where it goes at that particular time. But you may find that time you may have moved on, you may have met someone else, and you thought to yourself, well, yeah, you was immature, and you hurt me because of your immaturity, and that was then, and this is now. But at least you will have that choice. In terms of marriage, I think this A would be happy to have a long-term engagement. I could go into that too. I could say, why does anybody want a really long-term engagement? What are they leaving that door open to? Why will they not make that move to marry you? And using the excuse of, I didn't know what I wanted, and I didn't know whether it was you. I mean, that's cruel. That is cruel to anyone. And I don't care who you are, whatever guy you are, that is no excuse of the way to treat someone. If you want to just damn well end it, just damn well end it and say, look, you know, I'm not ready to get married, and I'm not ready to, because this is the real reason. Okay, I'm not ready to get married. I'm not ready to get engaged. And all you talk about is your, you know, getting married and getting engaged and all that kind of thing. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to date other people, and I'm not ready for that yet. Why don't guys just say that? Why don't guys just say that? Because they're going to break your heart anyway. So, because they know that you're a sweet girl, and they know that you know, maybe I won't meet anybody. So if I keep her in that back boiler there until I am ready to get married. But it doesn't kind of quite work that way. You end up moving on. They end up dating, because that one didn't work out either because there wasn't immature enough, so they go with someone else, and then that one's not mature enough, and then they full circle and come back round to you. If they're not mature enough, they'll never be mature enough, and I would take it like that. This okay. Yeah, that's how I would see this. I'm going to leave that choice to you. Is either one that you end up marrying. I feel by the time that comes around, and I just get a long-term relationship, I think this person, I would not go back to somebody and get along with your life. If that time comes, then at least you've moved on and you can make that informed decision of what you want to do there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I can't make decisions for you, but I can give you some idea of what's going on there in the background. So there you go. Thank you for your donation. Well, I must admit, guys, I didn't expect any kind of donations here, but this is very kind of interesting, and I love doing these little mini readings. I do, and this is something that we can escape from these from what we just get back to what we were doing before. Yeah, I think this is the thing to do. Let's just go back to what we was doing before we got this ridiculous virus, and let's see it like a ridiculous virus. And this is somewhere that you can feel rooted, and it's nice. It takes your mind off things. Okay, so thank you anyway. I wasn't expecting any kind of anybody wanting mini readings. Thank you so much, because this is going to help. So thank you. So let's have a look. J Lucas, thank you for your donation, and hi there. And is Bray and were right before? I made a decision and we're dating. He decided before me. Still haven't met yet, lol. Okay. So I'm guessing you're saying, is this Bray the right person for you, or I made a decision and we're dating. Yeah, he decided before me. Still haven't. I don't understand the question. I don't understand that question. Is it possible that you could make that a little bit clearer? Okay. Okay, Callie, can I message with? Can I have a message with plastic gloves and masks? Okay, let's have a look. J. Lucas. Oh, you left your ex. You left your ex for this other guy. Okay. Oh, you've got a bit of a dilemma. You've got a bit of a dilemma. Is that what you got there? You've got a dilemma. So, you left your ex for this new guy. So what is it that you want to ask here? Is he the right guy for you, this new guy? Is he the right? Is that what you're asking? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. And Callie, can I message with plastic gloves and a mask? Is that okay? I don't know what these questions are at the moment, but thank you. Okay, thank you. I had a reading with you. Okay, and we were talking about a new guy. Okay, I chose the new guy and left the guy in the past, which I think is a good idea. Just wondered if it's a good decision. Well, I think you have to move on. I do, Guy, but I don't feel. I feel that didn't he make the decision to end this because I don't feel you've got an option but to kind of move on. And this new guy is nice. He's good to you. Did you? I feel that yes, you have made the right decision. Um, and and sometimes guys come back because they can't believe that you have met someone so quickly. Because it's like, well, you belong to me, and you was my possession, and you have just kind of walked away with someone else. So they tend to try to come back sometimes, and they will try to muddy the waters and spoil it for you and get you back for maybe a week to prove to themselves that they can actually have you. Now, I would stick with your decision, okay? Because you could be in a dilemma of having the choice of two people. But there were problems with that situation from the past. And you wouldn't have made this decision, would you, if things were good between you and that ex? I think you've got to be careful here, because exes can return just to get you back, just to prove that they can, just because they can. And they will ruin this relationship you're in because they just want to prove they can get you back, and they're jealous, okay, but they don't really want to be with you in a way. So I would say that you have made the right decision there, okay, and go with it. Go with it. It is what it is. Your ex was who he was, and I think you have to. I feel it was a good decision. You have to go with it and see where this goes. If further down the line, you see yourself single again, and your ex wants to kind of meet you for old time's sake, just to meet for coffee, and just be friends, because you're both single but not trying to break up any kind of relationships, then that would be okay. That would be okay to do that. But I feel at this present time, go with the new guy and see where this goes, okay? And thank you for your donation. That's amazing. So, Kelly, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by "can I message with plastic gloves and masks"? Is that a joke? I don't know. Yeah, it seems like I've seen more people wearing masks recently, and I said to you all these kind of advice of when things get worse. And when things get worse, I would advise you what to do. Well, I think things have got to that point, and I would wear a mask, okay? If you have a mask. If you don't have a mask, you can just put a little, a neck scarf. You can put it around here and just tie it at the back when you go shopping, and just pop it in the washing machine when you get back, okay, and just wash it and forget about it. Wash your hands and all of those things, okay. And do not get close to people, and try to go in a well-ventilated supermarket, that kind of thing. Wear plastic gloves too if you've got them to go shopping, because you can take them off and then you can wipe up. You can take them off, put clean ones on, and then wipe down your food before you put it in your cupboards. I would do that too. So I'm kind of advising you on this next step here as these incidences come with more people getting this coronavirus is to start to wear a mask now, okay, guys? And I know that the government has said don't wear masks, but if you, even I'm talking about not medical masks, if you can actually just make one with a scarf, make sure that you cover your nose up, because they say that that won't stop it. It will if it's a well ventilated supermarket and you keep 2 meters away, although you've got this mask on, don't get any closer, because if there's any kind of particles, like you go to the fruit section and the oranges and somebody's just been stood there on top of those oranges and they sneezed or they coughed, there's going to be little particles in the air. Maybe they stood there 5 minutes ago, you waited for them to walk away and before you went to the oranges, and then you kind of, and don't forget there's contamination possibly on them. So don't take it for granted that nobody's coughed over food or anything like that, and that there's not particles in the air. Because I feel to say not to wear a mask and just 2 meters away, sufficient enough, yes, if it's well ventilated, if the place is like getting a good breeze through and there's particles not left stagnant in like one area. But I don't feel that's the real world, is it? So I would actually now take those precautions. Hopefully I'm helping to save some lives here. Okay, so when you get back, switch your gloves, throw your gloves in the bin, and whenever you get back with your gloves on, put them in the bin. And put another pair on after you've washed your hands. Put another pair on. Take your shopping out of the bags. Wipe them with antibacterial wipes and then put them in your cupboards. Take your gloves off. Pop them in the bin. Wash your hands again. And like I said, if you can wash your face with antibacterial soap too, or even soap and water, wash your face too. Don't just think that you're keeping 2 meters away, because that person's been stood over the cucumbers and the lettuce and all that kind of thing, maybe coughing all over them about 1 minute before. You see, this virus stays around in the air for at least maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. So how many people have gone to that counter on the bread aisle and things like that in that hour? Just saying, okay. So, yeah, I would definitely advise a homemade mask if you want to, and gloves, definitely, and washing your hands like crazy. Don't forget the Listerine, the mouthwash. Gargle with it before you go out. Maybe swallow a little bit, so it gets to the epiglottis. Just washes over that epiglottis, because that's where the secretion and the infection goes down into the epiglottis and then into your lungs. And that's where that it starts, is in your lungs. Okay. So before you go out where it's that somebody's coughed over the lettuce and things like that, okay, take a gargle with your mouthwash, with antibacterial mouthwash, swill it round, spit it out, and make sure you have some room and to that junction there of the epiglottis going into your lungs and into your stomach. Now, I would do that before you go out, and also do it when you're at home too. But then you can reach your mouth out with water. If you supermarkets and things like that, I wouldn't wash your mouth out. Swallow a little bit. Also put a little bit up your nose too. Breathe it in so it goes down the pharynx and that kind of thing. That will help to protect you. Plus, put your mask on, your homemade mask, a handkerchief or whatever you want to use, and then put it straight in the washing machine when you get back, and wash it as well. Wash it and wash it with other things. Okay. I think it's time to take those measures now. Okay. So I wanted to ask everybody here, thank you so much. I didn't expect people to want, but that's fine. That's what I'm here for. It's about anything. You can ask your questions, your private readings. But thank you. I didn't expect that. And that's been wonderful that you've made a little donation there. Thank you so much. And like I said to the community here, this is just something that we've done for a long time. And it's soothing to hear a familiar voice, to chat with familiar people when we're stuck in lockdown, isn't it just? Even if you're on catch up, it's really nice to actually hear this and have some familiarity from before. It's just wonderful. And that's why I want to do these live shows, to recreate that so we can take look at, we've even forgotten about it already, haven't we? So and I wanted to say there's been some lovely things that people are doing for other people in need. I think it's reached about nearly 500,000 people want to help with this voluntary, and people who want to come back to the medical services to help, which is amazing. Okay, and we had a very moving thing that people were clapping, the nurses, and all the NHS workers of the efforts that they're putting into this and putting themselves in danger to help the country, and all of the country stood at their doorsteps or outside their windows and clapped, and this was very kind of moving. It was. So there's lots of lovely things that are happening. It's also bringing people together. People are calling each other on the telephone. People are emailing each other more. People are talking to each other more and inquiring, are you okay? How are you getting on with all of this? So it's bringing families together, and it's like, life's too short. Let's just the main thing is that we're all okay, and we're doing the right things, and all this kind of thing. And it does bring families together, it brings friendships together, and it brings communities together like this, which is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for coming to this live show. And this was like a part 2 of like the premonition. You see, I want to make predictions on this, on the issues surrounding this, so we can plan ahead. We can plan ahead of how we can use this time to be kind of creative and productive, either by helping others or going to your government services if you're not working and things like that, and getting the money to help you live, and getting those voluntary services to come and help you too. Okay, and also thinking of ways to get through the day on lockdown, and things like this, coming together on a lovely kind of community chat shows is also a way to do this. So hi everyone, thank you for coming here. Okay. So Andrea, I don't understand why you're being negative, because this is just a positive show, and you're saying, but most masks are 100% effective. Nothing is 100% effective, but then again, why would medical workers be desperate to get hold of medical masks if they were not effective? Just think of that. And they don't want the public to get hold of medical masks when they're running out of medical masks in the hospitals. So they will deter people away from using medical masks because they don't want the masses to go and get all these medical masks and walk in supermarkets and things like this. This is why they're saying that you don't have to use medical masks. You don't have to use medical masks at all. And I've just said that you can wear a scarf around your nose. The reason why they're not effective is that if you pull it down off your nose, like you see, what's the point in that? There's no point in that, okay? There's no point in bringing that scarf or that mask because you're breathing in the particles into your nose. It's ridiculous, okay? And also, it's also thinking about touching your face because they say when you've got a mask, you want to touch your face to alter it and push it up and things like that, okay, which is you've touched something, so now you're going to touch your face. If you're wearing gloves, yes, you're going to, but you need to be conscious not to do that, because what do nurses do in the hospital? They don't put a mask on and then start to think when they're dealing with someone infectious diseases that I'm going to now touch my face. This is going to be ineffective. Of course, they're not going to do that. They're going to not touch their face. No touch technique, okay? No touch technique. No touch technique is you don't touch it, you put it on your ears, you seal it with your fingers, and before you do that, you wash your hands. You wash your hands before you deal with pressing this down, or you gel your hands and tightening it up around your neck so there's no air coming through. And you leave it alone. You leave it alone. You don't go touching some infected area and then go like that on your face. No. So it's common sense. I would say masks do work. Why would the hell would they use them? You use a scarf, any kind of headscarf, just put it around your nose, throw it away, and that will, I would protect myself if I went into a supermarket. I would, okay. I certainly would, okay. So it's everybody to their own. So yeah, so I'm not going to ask all of my clients if they've got any kind of symptoms or anything like that, because this is a show to try to deter away from that. This is the idea. And I'm just advising people how to be safe in the way that I feel is safe to go out. And I've done that in detail, okay, to help you. I'm not going to go individually down everyone. Have you got any symptoms? Or I'm not going to do a doctor or a nurse thing here, because this whole community, this show is to move away from, I said that right at the beginning, to try to move away from the corona so we can actually forget about it for half an hour or so. Okay, that's it. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Thank you so much for your lovely little donation there. Thank you. You're so beautiful. How is, I guess, how is he feeling about me after us being intimate? Yeah, I feel. Yeah, I feel that you, funny, that you actually do get very emotional when you connect and when you're intimate. You see, being intimate with someone, it's very emotional. I feel it is for a lot of people. I feel a lot of women. It's very hard to cut off your feelings. And of course, you want to know where you stand here. You want to know you've been intimate. You're taking this to, and I feel it's the same for him, that he feels that this intimate act here is something that is emotional, and he knows that that's been emotional for you. And yeah, so I feel that he's trying to keep his emotions in check. I feel he's trying not to get too carried away with this, and kind of mulling it over. You know, we've kind of made this step. Now, what now? What now? Does this mean we're in a serious relationship? Well, if I was you, because I feel he's trying to hide the way he feels. Because I feel he does care for you, but I feel he's trying to hide it because it's thrown up a lot of confusion for him. And some people have got intimacy issues, but I feel that he has backed off, or he stepped back just to have some space, just to have a little bit of man space. And I feel, you think, well, gosh, you know, I've really, you know, I don't like being intimate with someone and then that's it, kind of thing. So if I was you, I would give, if he wants space, I would give him space. I would not chase him. I would not, if he's shown that he wants space because you have just got really intimate and it's like not really, a bit confused of what he wants. Do I want this, kind of thing? I would give him space. I would give him space, and I would actually try not to focus on this. And each time you think about it, take your mind off this, okay? And allow him to come to you. Come to you. Because I feel, and I'm going to ask my angel cards here. So if you give Fanny, if you give him space for him to come to you, will he actually come around and come to you? Because I feel you need to transfer this, how he's making you feel, back to him. That's what I'm getting. So he comes back round to you and say, hey, you okay? And you can then say, well, I'd like to see you again, but of course, kind of thing. But try to act cool. Try to act cool, not too cool, but will he come around after you give him a little bit of space here? Will he come around? Will he come around? I think yes, he will come around. Because what I get here is, this is an angel card, abundance, okay. And also not going, when you think you've got to back off and allow him to think about this and come back to you and miss you, because I feel he's going to miss you, and you have to allow him to miss you and come back in abundance here. That's the card I get here. And not because he has to come back to you, because you've been intimate together, and I'm not sure about this. You need to allow him the room to think about this, to actually return to you with abundance. You know, I've missed you, and I'd like to, you know, maybe, well, you know, don't go straight into the bedroom. Make sure you say, well, what is it you want to plan next time? Would you, what would you, because it's difficult because we're all having to stay indoors, isn't it? And that's another excuse you could use. You could say, well, we're on lockdown, so what do? We can't kind of, well, it's kind of, and what do you do in that situation? What do you do? I feel he's going to come back to you with abundance. But you can say, well, I'm just a bit concerned about, because of we're having to keep our distance and things like that. It may be part of it too. This could be part of it too. So he does care about you, but he just needs some room to actually think about this before he returns to you, okay? And you need to let him get along with that process, and I'm going to leave it there, okay? Hope that's helped you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. You're amazing. I love all of you. Isn't it nice to have some familiar kind of people here? And anybody new, you're all welcome. You're amazing. Yeah, thank you for coming. And don't forget also to subscribe and to put your thumbs up. And if you're on catch up, to actually put your comments. And you know, it's lovely to come here, especially when we're on lockdown, and we can share and I'm doing this for nothing. I won't get monetized for this, although thank you for your donations, for your super chats. Thank you so much. But I want to do this for you guys, okay? I do want to do this for you. Okay, and yeah, like I said, Andrea, I'm trying to stay away from that subject. Thank you. I know we're all concerned. I know you want me to sit here and give loads of advice about how to keep safe and what's going on with all of the crisis, but I'm trying to steer away from that. I feel that people need some respite from that. It's there on the news every day. If you want advice about that, it's there on the news. I am giving you, my community, advice as I feel would help. And if you don't want to take that advice, that's your choice, okay? It's your choice, but that's how I feel. I think it's time to wear your masks, to do the non-touch technique, like I said, so it helps to work, or a scarf around your nose when you go shopping, as like I've explained earlier in this. So trying to keep away from all of this. We know about social distancing, and we know about healthcare professional, what is going on. And we know about all the current situation. I've already talked about this in many of my shows. So I want this to be different. I want this to be like you're coming back to hear a very lovely, familiar, secure kind of voice and a very familiar community to be part of, to get away from that, okay, to feel normal again. And that's what I'm doing this for, okay? So I'm sorry if you're expecting lots of talking about the corona, but I'm not going to do that. I will speak a little where Eugenie might be expecting. I did predict that. I said by the end of March. Now, so far that prediction has not come true. I said by the from November to the end of March, we will hear of a pregnancy, a royal pregnancy. So far, it's like teetering on the edge here, isn't it? Is Eugenie pregnant? Who is going to be the next person that's pregnant? I said there's going to be a royal baby due, and it's going to uplift the the mood of the UK and anybody else that follows the royal family. It's just going to be so uplifting to find this out. So I would say I did pick up that Eugenie would be the next one to get pregnant. I also picked up there is a pregnancy around Harry and Meghan. I also predicted they would move to Malibu. I predicted that before they even got married. So if anything going by my predictions, I feel we will hear about a pregnancy quite soon, and it could be Eugenie, okay? It could be Eugenie. And if that is at the end of March, then that's another one of my predictions that have come to fruition. Okay, so Yeah, so thank you, all of you, all you new people. Thank you so much for coming here. Oh, absolutely, Andrea. We all need to be cautious, even when we're wearing protective gear. That is absolutely, absolutely right. Okay. Um, and hi there, hi everyone, all you new guys. Thank you, bling bling. Okay, you just made a donation. Okay. Um, I don't see a super chat donation. Okay. If you do want a personal reading, make a super chat donation or I won't see it. Uh, and lovely to see you guys. And I hope you've enjoyed those readings. Okay. And thank you, Debbie said. You're amazing. She's one of my monitors. And she does a fantastic job there. Thank you, Debbie said. You're wonderful. Okay. Um, so, okay. Okay. What does, hi there. What does A feel about me? You sent to PayPal. Okay, but you know, I usually use the super chat, but we'll go. What does he feel about you? Since at the moment, and this is where it's confusing with lovers and relationships, or people who are starting relationships or started dating. It's like, I've not seen this, but it's confusing. The whole thing is confusing. This social distancing, even when you live with someone, you're trying to keep 2 meters apart. You're not allowed to sleep together. You're not supposed to be intimate together. All these kind of things are saying that this could spread the virus and put your life in danger. So, what does he think about you? I feel that he thinks that everything is being put on hold at the moment. And he feels this is appropriate to put this on hold at the moment. So I actually feel that you should take this as a sensible kind of move, nothing to take seriously, because a lot of things are going to be put on hold. I feel he's not even thinking about how he feels about you at this present time. I feel there's work situation. I'm picking that up. How is he going to maintain his job, his money, and that kind of thing? How is he going to look after his grandparents and people like that in the family? So just be aware, anybody here who started dating someone and wondering why they have distanced themselves, you know, you're not on your own. You're not on your own. And Jacqueline, thank you so much. You're amazing. And, you know, that's hot. I feel very hot. You made me feel very emotional there. Thank you so much. I'll come to you in a moment, and also come to Cappy Lady. Okay. Thank you, Cappy Lady, too. But going back to Bling Bling, it is unbelievable. It's unavailable in my country. Okay. So Bling Bling, I would not get upset by this. I think a lot of things are being put on hold. I feel he's been sensible. I would just keep in touch, very light-hearted, chatting, and that he's maybe doing that now, texting you and that kind of thing, but keeping it very kind of not too heavy. And this is where this is confusing you. I just feel everybody just does not know what's going to happen, and trying to keep everything on the low down. Okay, so that's what I get here. He does care about you, but he's just trying to There's a distance issue. It makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, good luck, Bling Bling. Absolutely. Hi, Jacqueline Jones. How are you? Obviously from the UK. Thank you so much. Hi, Yvonne. Just wanted to donate a little bit to help you. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Lots of love. Oh, thank you so much. That is so lovely. Thank you. Sending you lots of love. And Cappy Lady, thank you so much for your donation. Will I reunite with my long distance partner? Long distance relationships are so difficult, aren't they? Aren't they difficult? Long distance relationships, they are. And my heart goes out for you, because I remember a long time ago I was so in love with someone who lived overseas, lived at a distance. And why? I think I've always chosen long distance relationships, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, because when you can't see them and you're always thinking about them, you're laid in bed, you're looking at the ceiling, and you're thinking about them. And I remember this person. I will always remember this person. And I remember losing a lot of weight over a long distance relationship. And and it was just, it can be quite horrible. Always missing them, yearning them, and that kind of thing. And it's hopeless. In the end, it just feels hopeless that you can't see. Now that's maybe the energies that I actually pick up for you is, Cappy Lady, is that there is this like helplessness around not being able to see this person because they live at a long distance. Like I said, this corona crisis is not going to help lovers at all, is it? It's going to be, I'm not going to be able to get a flight to see you. I'm not going to be able to travel to see you. These have all been kind of cancelled. It's going to be so difficult to actually get to you at this time. And of course, if you love them, you want to see them, and this just makes it so much worse, more painful, that you think, wow, I've got to wait maybe 18 months before all travel is back on, and all this kind of thing. If I was you, I don't feel this is going to be back on for some time. Not unless, no, I don't. I'm picking that up. Okay. So I feel that the best thing is to, again, I would always suggest this, to hand this back to the person that you care about, okay? And just say to this person, I really miss you. I so miss you, and my heart is aching because I miss you so much. But I know how difficult it is. Put it back onto them and say, I know how this is difficult, that there's no way of seeing each other at the moment because of what's happening in the world. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I so miss you. I just want you to know that I miss you. And let them think about how they're going to keep in contact with you. Because this is such a difficult situation, it is. And I feel this for you, Cappy Lady. I do. I feel you will reunite with him, but this is going to be going. I'm thinking as soon as we're able to travel freely, you are going to be able to plan your meeting. Now, in the meantime, keep in contact with him with Skype, with Google Hangouts, that kind of thing, and And while you're doing the cooking in the kitchen, even if it's just a friendly kind of banter, keep that connection going. Keep that connection going with Skype, with Google Hangouts, and move the damn computer or the phone with you around the house and say, oh, I've just got to do some cooking, but you can sit there and we can chat, and do it that way, okay? And do it that way. So are you going to, I feel yes, you are going to reunite. I think you know this. I feel that you know there's a connection there. But at this present time, with all this going on, you need to refocus on something else, okay? I know that's hard to do, but I feel, I don't feel there's no, because you are going to see this person again. And this is going to, Cappy Lady, this is going to lead to success, okay? Oh, you do chat that way, Cappy Lady. Well, there you go. And is this, Cappy Lady, do you do that on a regular basis to keep that connection? Well, I think you know it's a little bit impossible with this long distance, because look at this card here I get for you, Cappy Lady. It is not the right time. It is not the right time for you two guys to get together on this long distance relationship. And you know this in your gut feeling. How are we going to do this? So I just feel, and look at this, Cappy Lady, is a big yes. A big yes. You are going to get back together. You know this at the bottom of your heart. You know, and you're trying to keep the connection going with Skype. That's fantastic. I say, yes, you are. But I feel this is going to be, this isn't for the long haul, okay? And don't keep asking him, when are we going to meet up again? When is this going to, when am I going to see you again? Because at the moment it's impossible, and you need to refocus your mind until it is possible. You have to look at these people, World War II, when the people that they loved used to go away and fight for Britain, and they'd not see them for a long time. It's like that. We just have to try to accept this for a while, okay? What a wonderful story. What a wonderful love story. Oh, Cappy Lady, that's wonderful, okay? Wishing you lots of love with that, okay? What's that, Andrea? Please, guys, remember that the corona crisis is temporary. Absolutely. Don't feel discouraged and scared. No. And that's why we're here, Andrea, okay? It could delay things right now, but don't lose hope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is temporary, but it's going to be a big it's going to take a while, I feel, to actually come out the other side. We will come out the other side, okay? And that's why I am trying to steer this into that direction. That's great. What a lovely love story. I love love stories, don't you? So let's just pick out some angel cards here. These are angel cards, aren't they lovely? Are they so lovely? So I am going to pick out here. Are we going to come out of this corona crisis? Because it's around us, we can't ignore it totally. So as my prediction said, about a year's time, we're going to start to see this movement again, aeroplanes, travel, and all this kind of thing. What's that, Debbie Pie there? I say every day, I'm safe and I am protected by the divine light of God. Oh, that's amazing. How is that so lovely? Thank you so much, Debbie. And yeah, aren't we all romantics? I love romantic stories. I really do. Yeah, we are on hold, but everything will be okay and all right. And I think, I don't have to pull out a card because Irish Rose has said it all there. She has just said it all. We're going to get there. We will. But it's going to take, like my prediction says, to clear from this, it's going to take about 12 to 18 months. Okay. For it to be safe, to be walking around like it was before. But things will gradually, we'll say, oh, at least we can go to the supermarket, or we can drive to some nice country venue and go for nice country walks, as long as we kind of use the measures that they're saying. At least we can walk in the streets and things like that. Things will start to become freer, okay, as time goes along. But I don't feel yet, no. Oh, look at this, guys. I ask, are we going to come out of this, okay? And I have got here in the near future. In the near future, so in the future, okay. Will they scrub the streets, Yvonne, like Italy? I think so, yeah, I think so. We will get, we get street workers that wash the roads and things like this. I actually think, yes, I feel they are going to prepare all that. There's going to be disinfecting of things like in city centres, that you touch, like statues and things like that you touch without thinking. All of those things are going to be sprayed before we are even, and we will have the tests, the blood taken, the test, either we've had it and that people like that will be allowed out freely. But people will be tested, and once we get them tests going, before we can go out on the streets, definitely lockdown. When are they going to do the streets? September. I guess September we'll see them cleaning the streets in lots of parts of the world with this really, with a bleach kind of thing, a bleach. But in the meantime, it says with these angel cards, in the meantime, we need to let this go. Let this go. Let this go and try to get along with things and try to live a positive life as we can. Easier said than done with the news every day. But I did say this, I did predict this. I said to you, somebody said to me, is it going to get bad? How bad is it going to get? And I said, I'm trying to keep it positive, but I want you to be transparent. And I think I said it on Patreon, where I speak more freely on there. And I said, yes, it's going to get bad. And we are going to be shocked by the number of cases and the number of deaths. And I'm sure most of us look at that news every single day for that kind of news, to find out what's been going on. And that's going to increase and increase and increase. I'm going to think, oh my God. And there's going to be really sad stories about people that have had corona. I read one yesterday, really sad, but I'm not going to mention that here because I'm trying to try to not stay in that. I want people to get into some kind of positivity and nice thinking, lovely thinking things, okay, to help us get through this, okay. That's what I'm doing here. And hi Robin, how are you? Hello Islam, how are you? And everyone here. Yeah, I feel they will wash the streets. definitely. In the UK, definitely London, Trafalgar Square, all those places, Oxford Street, Oxford Circus. As far as, of course, in America, of course, they're going to have the army. I feel they're going to get the army out there doing this, okay? And they're just going to really blitz and because if we're all isolating and distancing, what is the point of just leaving the streets dirty? It's not going to happen. If they're going to let out people that have made sure that this virus is gone and it's disappeared and it's just, dispersed, it's got nowhere to go, no one else to catch it. And everybody's been kind of trained to not touch anything, disinfect your hands, and this virus has got nowhere to go. What would be the point of leaving dirty streets and handrails and things like that? You go down staircases and you go down the handrails to stop us from rocking. All those things are just going to get cleaned, okay, before anybody will be allowed out there. Although there are people that are allowed out there, but I feel they are cleaning their trains already at night. Absolutely, okay. So again, I pulled out this card again. Let go of this for now. And let's try to think of very positive, lovely things, okay. We will get more information about this. I got the angel card here. The angel card says we will get more information as time goes along of what to do here, okay. And yeah. I don't know how this, I will cover this in another show. What is it going to be like after this is all over? And what is the world going to be like afterwards? I can't hide this from you. I feel there's going to be lots of deaths over the world. And when this is all over and going, people are going to be exhausted. There's going to be a global depression. What's going to happen in these third world countries is going to be shocking, okay. I just want to say, guys, look after yourselves. Try to stay positive. Come to my lovely shows and let's try to keep this very upbeat, very lovely, very caring, somewhere you can come and a little haven away from all of that, okay. Let's just read some of your comments here, very interesting, okay. Debbie Pop, I hope this brings all of the people together. That's lovely. So do I. So we start treating everyone as we ourselves would like to be treated. That spiritual. Andrea, I went out today to buy necessities. Some restaurants and bars seem to be open here. Do you think they will shut them down? Whereabouts is that? Because in the UK they're all closed. The only place that's open is food shops, where you can buy food and necessities, like you said. If that's America, I feel that is wrong. I might be wrong. If that's America, your president needs to get them shut down. I feel that's not right. Like, oh, you live in Stockholm. Oh, sorry, not America. Sorry. I'm sure President Trump's doing his best. I live in Stockholm and was choked at the amount of people going out to parties. I don't feel that you have got to the point. In all honesty, Andrea, I feel that you've not got to the point of Italy as England has, where they've really shut down all bars and supermarkets. I feel that will be coming to you, Andrea, quite soon, because you are showing your disgust over this, and I'm sure lots of other people within your public are going to feel that soon. So is that going to be something that they are going to, there's no forced lockdown when it gets to the point as it was in England, and Boris Johnson did, and even Boris Johnson has got the coronavirus because they left it too long, too blasé about it. Prince Charles has got this coronavirus. And we need to improve health. We need to improve health. And by shutting these bars, shutting these restaurants, will actually improve. They are going to reconsider, should we leave them open, or should we close them? So they're going to look at that in Stockholm, okay. And they're going to communicate very clearly that these shops and bars will be closed. They will practically do a lockdown there in Stockholm. Okay, Andrea. So I think that's coming. Okay. Yeah, it's coming, Andrea. I feel you're not at that point yet, but you will be soon. So what else we've got? Sweet Peaches, hi there. We in Canada order anything that delivers can. Yeah, so that's great, because we're also advised to order if we can. Okay, supermarket ordering, anything like that. I found it a little bit frustrated because we have like little shops, and if I fancy, a tub of like Ben and Jerry's kind of thing, and a bottle of wine and a few snacks, then you just get off the sofa. So I'm just going to nip down to the supermarket, the mini shop down the road, and you go and you just pick up your Ben and Jerry's and your snacks and your bottle of wine, and you come back and you crash out, or chill out on the sofa watching Netflix or something. I felt that urge to get up. I don't know if anybody else has felt that. I felt the urge to get up and go and get a few bits to watch a movie, and I can't do that. I can't just go and do that, which felt really, really strange. I thought, well, what is there in the freezer? Oh, there's no ice cream. Oh, I can't even buy Ben and Jerry's because it's run out. People have done panic buying, so there is no Ben and Jerry's left. I found that really weird, and I thought, well, I've got to accept it. It's the way it is. It is what it is. But I thought, can't even go to the shop to go and get things when I fancy. It's kind of took our liberty away in some ways, hasn't it? So hi everyone. Thank you for coming, and it's been great. And all those hotels and your casinos. I mean, what's happening there? Is that closed? Is Disneyland closed? So I doubt if there'll be any holidays this year. A lot of places are delivering things. That's really good, isn't it? And we have got voluntary workers that will put your shopping on your doorstep. If it's an elderly person that cannot have contact with, they're organising all of this. So elderly little old ladies, they're going to get their shopping put on their doorstep. So all they have to do is just reach out at their doorstep and get their shopping. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Debbie Pop. And that's what I intend to be at this time. I want people to come here like it's a little haven for the next year. Okay. And you're going to be following my journey too, because I am in talks with going back as a nurse. I don't know whether I'm kind of holding my breath whether that's going to happen, or where I'll be working. Will I get a choice in that? So I am talking to these hospitals trusts at the moment, and getting back to well, they desperately need medical staff, and I've got the experience. So there's also this journey of mine that I need to share with you, also using my gift to predict what may happen, and all this kind of thing. And lots of fun and laughter about romance, and reading your personal readings here, and it's great. It's lovely. I think this is amazing. I do. Vegas is closed. Wow. And Disneyland, is Disneyland closed as well? So all parks in Orlando, Tampa, and other areas, Florida, are all closed down. Wow. Yeah, so I'm sorry that your place in Stockholm. We had this, Andrea. If this is any kind of consoling here, that we in England, we was also facing the same thing around a week ago, just a week ago, and now all bars and restaurants are closed, and takeaways, and any kind of crowds in streets. Any more than two people are going to be given a fine. And that was last week when we had the same situation as you have. Okay. And it has spread the virus, because we have had over 130 deaths in one day and counting. God knows what it's going to be like tomorrow, because of what just letting people roam about the streets. It was just terrible. Okay, so I think that's coming for you, Andrea, absolutely. Is there going to be any consequences for China? Well, I feel the Chinese government are walking around like they've won this battle. And there is this kind of, I told you so. I told you so. I told you this was going to be coming. And there's a smug kind of, I can't cover this here. I will get closed down. So I will do this on Patreon. Okay. I will. So, and that's going to be another part. I've done 3 parts about part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm going to do part 4, part 5, part 6 on this. What I pick up intuitively, what's going on with that political side of this coronavirus. Okay, definitely. I can't do that here. Okay, I don't do uncut readings now. Yvonne, you going back to nursing is a bit worrisome. Yeah, I mean, I could catch that coronavirus. Percentage of medical workers have died because I am worried about that, but I'm looking at what areas I could go to help. I don't feel that I can sit here knowing that I could go and help. I don't think I can. That's what I trained to do. And a lot of medical workers are saying that. They're saying, I was trained to do this. And if I'm trained to do something, I'd feel terrible knowing that people out there are suffering, and I can help with that. Then I would just feel terrible. I need to help in some way, but I am going to look at the areas where I can work. I know I've got ITU experience, but I'm looking at a different area that I can go to. And this is going to take time. I feel by September I will know whether I'm even started by then or starting by then. You can follow me on this journey too, as well as, like I said, with this gift. I'm not going to give this up, not going to give this community up at all. So you can come and follow me on that journey too, and I'll let you know how that's going and how that turns out when this all finishes. Okay, where that takes me, and we'll follow that journey too. Okay. So, hi, happy birthday, Sunshine. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a nice birthday, regardless of all this. So, so thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be careful. I'm sure I will be adamant that I will wear a mask and I will wear protection, even if I'm testing people, which is still infected people. If I test people, I'm not going to be away from that. So um, we're all stuck at home. We're all stuck at home, sunshine. So this is the reason why we have this lovely show here and this lovely community. Okay. Um, so yeah, I'm looking at avenues. I'm looking at an avenue. I'm not going to say because I don't want to jinx it, but I am looking at an area where I can go back to. Okay. So thank you everyone, and I just want to say we've already got some trolls already. So I suppose they're bored and they want to do something while they're on lockdown too. So I'm going to say thank you for being here, guys. It's been an amazing show, and I've totally utterly enjoyed it. I really have. Just please let's if you want familiarity and a nice warm kind of community with a familiar face and a familiar voice, please come back here again, okay, and join our community here. And let's go through this together with our stories. And you can follow me through my story, my journey too. And we can tell each other our stories and also the predictions and all those, and also your mini little readings. Okay, so please join me again. Now, what day is it? I'm trying to think when would be the next day I'll come on. It's Friday, isn't it? So I'm going to come on Sunday. Okay. I know people are not at work on Sunday, so it doesn't matter what time. But it will possibly be around 9 p.m. UK time, which will be 4 p.m. in New York time. I'm asking you, I know some of you don't believe in those masks, but I'm asking you to start to do this protection of yourself now. If you've got gloves, wear gloves to go out shopping because there's not been no cleansing or spraying yet. Okay. Wear that mask. If it's a scarf, take it off. Non-touch. Don't touch yourself. And again, saying that get some Listerine, some antibacterial mouthwash, swirl your mouth out before you go out, put some up your nose, put some on your face even, okay? Because it doesn't hurt you, does that? It's made for mucous membranes, so it's not going to hurt your skin. Put some up your nose, and also gargle it, and then swallow a little bit so it goes to the little sphincters here. Do not reach your mouth out. Put a little mask on, go out of the door. If you've got a pair of glasses that you can use as like a pair of goggles, I would put that on too. If you've got a hat, wear a hat. Okay, wear a hat. Wear goggles. Wear your scarf around your face and ready to wash it when you get back. Only when you go shopping. Shopping for necessities, okay, and gloves. When you get your goods back home from the shopping, make sure you wipe them down with antibacterial wipes before you put them in the fridge, before you put them in your cupboards. Make sure you wash your hands, okay? And take that advice. That's my advice, what to do. It doesn't have to be a surgical mask, okay, which the medical people need. You can wear a neck scarf, and just put it around here. Just make sure you don't keep touching your face. Or put some of that antibacterial on your face before you go out. So if you do touch your face, it's the bacteria and the viruses are not going to like that. It makes them not like it. So that's why we do this, why we wash our hands and all these kinds of things. So protect yourself, look after yourself. I would suggest doing those extra measures to help you, okay? Stay 2 meters away from anybody, family, friends, your partner, your husband. They've even said to stop kissing and hugging your family. Okay, to stop this, because this is a nasty virus and it's no joke. Okay. Sending you lots of love, lots of blessings. I will see you Sunday at 9 p.m. Think about what you want to talk about. We will discuss anything and everything here, and we will put the worlds to rights too. And I'll answer all of your lovely questions on romance and all of it, okay? And our past, our childhoods, and what we remember, and all those memory lane things too. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Love all of you, okay? And thank you so much. I will see you on Sunday. Don't forget, be there. Okay, and bye for now. Bye-bye.